encourage clients to have a dream all the time. One of the reasons is because when they focus on that dream, it gives them a target to shoot for. We get what we focus on. And so we have a dream. Now, for me, one of those dreams is sitting right behind me called Cane Garden Bay. Uh, uh, right there in the British Virgin Islands, one of the most beautiful places in the world. And actually, many times our dreams become memories. And that's what the British Virgin Islands has done for me, quite frankly. One such dream that turned into that actually created my happy place in my life. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, so my beautiful wife Peggy and I were on an 85-foot catamaran with some friends, and the British Virgin Islands is a perfect 1 week sail around the islands. Now, it really doesn't take all that long. What you tend to do is sail for an hour or 2 hours each day, pull into an island, and kind of goof off and have fun. But when you do that, a 1 week trip gets you around the islands, and it's just absolutely gorgeous, including, like I say, Cane Garden Bay over my shoulder there. Well, what was really interesting is we were on this 85-foot catamaran, and we pulled into an uninhabited island, not uninhabited island, or so we thought. And we threw anchor in a cay. A cay is a small bay. That's what they call them down there. And so we were on the leeward side of this uninhabited island. Well, for whatever reason, one morning I woke up quite early, and probably 5 o'clock, and I grabbed a cup of coffee, and it was wafting in the breeze. It was absolutely beautiful, and the sun was starting to appear over the island itself, starting to peek over the top of the island. And all of a sudden, I heard two goats off in the distance, baaing to find out where each other were on this uninhabited island. Uh, to identify each other and come together to start the day. So the sun was coming up, and the coffee is wafting. Every time I smell coffee, it takes me to my happy place. Now, I was holding on to the mast stay, and just it was just a wonderful feeling. And all of a sudden, I saw these flashes of silver underneath me in the turquoise water, and it was a couple terrapin playing underneath me, swimming underneath. So we had the sun coming up, the goats baaing in the distance, the smell of the coffee just wafting, the beautiful morning that it was, terrapin playing, all of it. What an amazing memory. And quite frankly, what I believe to be the most beautiful place on the planet. Well, I was sharing this story with another coach friend of mine this morning, and he said, "Man, that's an amazing dream, and it's a dream that turned into a memory." And I said, "Yeah, it's my happy place. It's my go-to place when I want to have a smile on my face. I just think of that, and I can feel the warmth of the sun, all of it. It's amazing." And he said, "Well, do you have any more dreams?" And I said, "Well, yeah, actually, I had some dreams prior to the pandemic of going back to the British Virgin Islands." And he said, "Well, tell me about it." And I said, "Well, it's such a beautiful place. Wouldn't it be a cool place to do like a mastermind at sea, or at the very least, a mastermind on the beach? To be in such a beautiful setting, to have a number of trainers or mentors that are there just to work with people to do everything they possibly could to help them with their business, their life, their settings, everything that they're doing, and put a bunch of people together. Maybe we'd create a little armada of catamarans, that we do this, and then we pull up to some place like Sandy Spit, which is basically just this lump of sand that pops out of the Sir Francis Drake Channel, and go and goof off on Sandy Spit. Great place to throw a football or a frisbee, or have a painkiller, uh, or even a bonfire. Just a fun place to be. And so we started talking about that. And he said, well, do you want to turn that dream into a memory? And I said, it would be amazing. It's been around for about 3.5, 4 years, prior to the pandemic and prior to a couple of hurricanes coming through and doing some pretty big damage onto the islands. Well, the good news is they've had 3.5 or thereabouts to rebuild the islands and do things like that, which is absolutely amazing. And, uh, gosh, it would be so great to gather a group of people together and have, again, whether it be a mastermind at sea or a mastermind on sand, and just do some quality business, some quality teaching and training, some mentoring, but also have some quality fun. I mean, the most beautiful place on the planet and doing that and doing it well. So he said, why don't you do it? And I said, well, we can certainly start. And he said, how are you going to do that? And I said, well, what if I do a video and just describe the memory and just see if anybody's interested in creating whether it be a dream on its way to a memory or a memory itself. So, if any of this is of interest to you, go ahead and in the comments just say, "Yeah, I'd love to learn more." No, there's nothing set at this point. This was an idea that popped up this morning, or private message me, or Scott at theauthenticconnector.com. Send me an email and let's talk about this. Let's see what we could put together. I mean, it's a beautiful place, and I know the learning would happen because there's some great lessons down there no matter what. So, again, comments in the comments area or send me a private message and let's talk about whether it be a mastermind at sea or a mastermind on the beach. Let's talk about it and see what we can do. Have a fabulous day. Thanks for tuning in. Look forward to